who's had a really good season. I mean, he obviously was injured for a spell. He's come back and...
Well, he's been brilliant on and off the pitch, has Rashford.
Well, thank you, Gary. And hello, everybody, from high in the vast emptiness of Wembley Stadium. We feel like we're standing on the edge of the Grand Canyon looking in just now. Well, for Manchester United and Chelsea, it might be like standing on the shoulders of giants. Two clubs steeped in silverware, both with a whole who's who of heroes, both trying now to make memories of their own. And the signs are good. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Frank Lampard have impressed, though they have not yet won any medals as managers in England. Solskjaer, though, did win the league. And with Manchester United kicking from right to left at Wembley, Rashford and James. Rashford is chasing this. Caballero comes out and capsuling with Reece James, and Williams won that little tussle. He's bearing the scar either, quite frankly. That's over the top. I think the flag would have gone. Came in. Chelsea won 2-1. No one thought much of it, actually. Caballero for Kepa seemed like a natural change for a fourth. James touching it off. Fred couldn't quite take it in his stride, and then foul.
Very well, I must say.
And that's nicely worked. And Rashford is in the middle. It's headed.
Chelsea, the way that they play. If you think of the goal they conceded against West Ham on the counter.
Just too high for Olivier Giroud. Here's Reece James. James goes for a goal. It was a mighty strike. Really well saved by David De Gea.
Certainly was, wasn't he?
James, Azpilicueta with a bit of time, swung in dangerously. Giroud. Fernandes got half a foot in. Well, all that Chelsea pressure. Martial is amongst the substitutes. He and Rashford. Threatening of the two. Azpilicueta's ball in. That's a test, and it's headed over the bar at the back post by Alonso, who was diving in. Wan-Bissaka was anything but comfortable there.
Well, great opportunity there for Alonso.
Big deflection on that crosser, but it still might come to Giroud, and a nudge on Harry Maguire is the decision by Mike Dean, by Olivier Giroud.
I think he's just about right.
Bruno Fernandes has gone down and stayed down for Manchester United. Wan-Bissaka is trying to get himself. Alonso has reached that. Azpilicueta can deliver here. Serious save from that long-range effort. And not really cleared. Mount shot hit Harry Maguire. It's a pass to take this corner kick. First of the semi-final. Kurt Zuma, this is scruffy, but Manchester United have got it away. Bruno Fernandes has fed Rashford. Rudiger very alive to the threat of Marcus Rashford.
It was brilliant there, Steve, because it's really important they stop that counter-attack.
It's fed Willian. This is interesting. Willian to Alonso.
The play. It's almost playing into Chelsea's hands at the moment.
United also won at Stamford Bridge 2-1 in the League Cup. A couple more for Rashford in that Chelsea box. Is Fernandes round the corner. And a free kick here.
All that pressure came from a good...
Rashford has 22. It's Bruno Fernandes. It was dipping, and Caballero with the corner. Fernandes. Well, it was here's Mount. And the young players that Frank Lampard was a runner-up in this competition. In his Chelsea days, I said earlier. And here's a free kick as the effort against Chelsea this season. Time he hit the left-hand side, he's got two in the middle. Giroud is in there. It's aimed too high for him though. Up comes Reece James. Pressurising Bruno Fernandes and winning it back unfairly, according to Mike Dean, although it's interesting the assistant referee kept his flag down there. Box. Bruno Fernandes, great vision. Saw Maguire. And is there with him, beats him easily. And the cross was aimed in at Zuma.
Well, he does really well to get across the front of Eric Bailly. Mount did just as well out on that left-hand side, using the outside of his right boot to get the cross in. That's a bit of bravery and anticipation from Zuma. Now he gets across the front of Eric Bailly. He knows he's probably going to get a whack. Can't quite get above it.
Promising young right back at 20 years of age, Azpilicueta, 11th Semi-final this century. Comes Wan-Bissaka.
Yes, he's rotated with Rashford at times, but when you've got a centre forward who's willing to run in behind and has become better with his back to goal, you can play that ball a little bit longer into the front. At the moment, everything's a bit too short for Manchester United.
It's been a disconnected first half.
There's another clash of heads, and this time Maguire's taken a whack. He's got a cut as well by the looks of it. Actually goes into his own plot. Our fellow co-commentators, Nigel Spackman was playing for Chelsea in the opening game of the season. Again, Rashford will come further out to the left. Martial will play through the middle, and Bruno Fernandes will find a little bit more space in behind him. It's the shape they've been successful with. I'm not quite sure why he wanted to change it for this game.
Nick got his head in a brace there. Neck brace. That's a disturbing sight, and we will wish Eric Bailly very, very good. Zuma. He's James found at it. Bruno Fernandes, good ball forward. Sees running. Oh, Zuma was under a bit of pressure. Maybe he kicked out then, you know, and caught the United player.
The VAR can look at it if it was in the box. That's the question. Was it in the box when Martial tried to put him under pressure? It's a very tight call whether it was in the box or not.
He stayed down in that penalty area.
Zuma was the player.
Was right up with him now. Azpilicueta though, Giroud at the near post. It's 1-0. Olivier Giroud on the stroke of half-time. First half stoppage time. An injury punctuated first half, a scrappy first half, but it's Chelsea who take the lead with Olivier Giroud. Lovely ball in. He gambled, got across his man and tickled it in.
Well, watch the movement from Olivier Giroud. Does really well to get across the front of the centre half, then using the outside of his left boot. Once again, it's Azpilicueta that gets forward. Willian does well just to play it in. He's onside by quite some way.
An extended deal at Chelsea. He's also the third highest scorer ever at France International. A breeze. And off we go in the second half. Chelsea are 45 minutes away from... What's an early mistake there by Brandon Williams. That's a gift of a ball for Mason Mount. He's attacking the United penalty. It's through De Gea. Another calamity for the Manchester United goalkeeper. Should have done better with the first. That's awful for the second. And Mason Mount strikes for Chelsea, and they take a giant stride towards the FA Cup final in these first moments of the second half.
Well, they can't really protect the goalkeeper here. It's a really poor effort from him. Yes, Mason Mount does well, makes the interception, drives forward with the ball. That's United.
9 clean sheets in his last 12 games in all. Romero back into the United fold. We'll wait to see, eh? And here's Mount. He's looking for Giroud. United sit a lovely pass away, and Rashford streaks forward. Touch takes it into that 6-yard area, and the shot was just wide. Lovely run though.
Well, it's taken 51 minutes for the ball to be hit over the top, for the likes of Rashford to run onto it. It's a really...
This is a good run through from midfield. James. We've seen that Greenwood's waiting to come all the way back for Wan-Bissaka. Man over on the far. He's one of the team beaten here in the final in 2018. And James pounding up Manchester United. 5 red shirts back there. James around the back, looking for Mount. Decent defending by Lindelof, squeezed him out. Alonso. Jorginho back to Willian. Manchester United statuesque. Mount. Nearly a third, and Manchester United ball watching at the back by Lindelof, squeezed him out. Alonso back into the middle, and this time that's a fine flying save to deny Olivier Giroud a second goal for him in the game, and a third for Chelsea. Wasn't a great save, it was a good save. It comes across from Alonso, it's in again! It's Rudiger, and Chelsea are heading to the FA Cup final. Manchester United 0, Chelsea 3. United simply haven't turned up at Wembley today, and Chelsea have been far too good for them. De Gea's had a nightmare, and Rudiger, who was brilliant in the 2018 final, has been superb again today and caps it off with their third goal.
Well, this is like Olivier Giroud in the first half. Makes the run across the defender, A lovely little flick with the outside of his right boot. Nothing that...
And again, Martial, he's gone down. It's a penalty. Callum Hudson-Odoi, multi-scoring expert. And it's 3-1. There are 5 minutes plus added time to go.
Well, surely, Steve.